think I've done it. I've cracked it.
This is how you win Hearthstone.
It doesn't take a Hearthstone genius in order to figure out what decks are good and bad, but there are some really weird circumstances to where it's like a deck can feel like it's a really good deck, and then you play it and then it just kind of falters. And unfortunately, we're talking about Spell Damage Druid. This is just an archetype that I always feel like I want to make a video about until I start to play the deck itself, because if you like combo decks, this should be a deck that you enjoy. And this is not going to be the exact 30 that we're talking about in this video coming up, but I'm going to show you guys a lot of different lists because no one's really seemed to like agree on the perfect 30 list. There's a couple of people that are running 1 funnel cake versus no funnel cakes, 2 new heights, running 1 sparkling vial, which I think is an absolutely crazy decision. So I'm just gonna show you guys a bunch of different deck lists and you can choose which one that you want to run while, you know, still giving you the main deck that we'll be playing at the end of the deck breakdown. But Micaiah has been playing this version of Owl Druid apparently at top 10 legend and maintaining about a 50% win rate, and I feel like it's really funny that it's a 50-50 because the way that I like to describe this deck is that you either have a matchup that you want to queue into or you have one of the most unfavorable matchups that you have to figure out a win for. So unfortunately, we're going to be talking about Druid, which is not exactly in the greatest spot in the meta right now, but when it comes to top legend, somehow Druid always finds a way one way or another. And there's actually a lot of different Druid decks that are finding play at top 1000 legend. Like for example, there's Dungar Druid, which is nuts. People are hitting rank 1 legend with just Dungar, effectively Barnes scams by playing it by turn 4, turn 5, but I'm getting off track. Let's actually talk about the meta a little bit because we've got Overheal Priest, Mech Rogue, Odin Warrior, Evolve Shaman, and a bunch of different Shaman decks all surviving at top 1000 legend. But if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the Dungar Druid I was mentioning, as well as a version of Dragon Druid that is still hanging on. But here at the top of tier 4, we are looking at the Spell Damage Druid deck, which is now called Dollhouse Druid. I think I like this name a little bit more, but it's effectively just Spell Damage Druid with the typical cards you would expect, but it is not really doing that well even at top 1000 legend, and that is probably where it's gonna have the best stats, because even at Diamond through Legend, the stats of this deck and of this archetype are just really not too good. Now granted, the decks that you're seeing right now are filtered with decks that run the Mistah VISTAH, but yeah, unfortunately, Spell Damage Druid at Diamond through Legend just seems to have a worse win rate because you go up against more tempo decks and up against more aggro that just have a curve that if you don't have the right cards to answer, you will just get run over. I'm not saying that it's impossible to win these matchups, but this is one of those decks to where you have to use your AoEs at the right time, and unfortunately, there are some situations you just get pigeon-held into running an AoE, you don't have another answer because you just didn't draw too well. That's just kind of the, you know, the way this Druid deck sees play, where even at top 1000 legend, 50% win rate with one list, barely a 50% win rate with another list, and then a 55% win rate with the list that we actually will be taking a look at in this particular video. Because I don't believe that you need the Alonius whatsoever. It feels like a really expensive card that really doesn't add anything into this deck. And if we take a look at HS Guru, I think that, you know, the stats will kind of back me up here, because if we look at what's popular right now on the website, we have, you know, Druid with Highlander and Dungar and Tempo Druid, but if you scroll all the way down, Spell Damage Druid barely sitting at a 45% win rate, Alonius Druid barely sitting at a 44% win rate at Diamond through Legend. But if we take a look at top 1000, it's still kind of the same thing. I mean, Alonius is barely cracking a 50% for the same reason that I'm explaining to you right now. It feels like a deck where if you have the matchup you want, you're very favored, you're very polarized to win that game. And if you go up against, you know, a matchup you don't like, it's just really hard to win because of that. So it's just really hard for me to change my opinion on this, especially with all of this stat. Like, look at this, man. 56% win rate against Death Knight. Granted, this is Diamond through Legend, but if you take a look at top 1000, and this is Alonius in particular, decks that are actually running the Owl, it just kind of paints a picture, you know, 60%, almost 60%, 60%. You just either have a really good matchup or you're in the red and you're barely able to clutch a victory unless you really know what you're doing. It's a very high skill cap deck, but I just need to stress that this deck really does feel like it's all in dependent on what you queue into. Where Diamond through Legend, we're seeing the exact same thing we saw in HSReplay. The deck is not really performing all too well at Diamond through Legend, but if we take a look at top 1000, it does have ways of maintaining. But now that we've talked about its position in the meta, let's sit back and learn Homework Druid. That's right, this deck really does feel like doing your homework to me because you have to, you know, save your cards for the right time. The whole point of this deck is to effectively do 3 things. You want to ramp up in the early game in order to play your cards like Burn Down and New Heights as quickly as possible. You want to draw your deck very quickly so you can discount as many cards as you can with Lifebinder's Gift, but there is one other particular strength with this deck that we really haven't explored yet. The power of Mistah VISTAH. Remember the thing that I put in the intro where I was like, you know, Mistah =win? The goal of this deck is literally to play the Mistah as quickly as possible, so that way you can play cards like Seabreeze Chalice, discount with Lifebinder's Gift, gaining armor with Frost Lotus Seedling, doing ridiculous things with Sleep Under the Stars, Swipe, Sparkling Vials. If you play almost any of these cards before the Mistah actually triggers, you have a bunch of spells that are just sitting within the Mistah VISTAH location thing. It's sitting in the thing that's on your hero, and then once the 3 turns are over, you unload all of that damage, and if you played any of your Seabreeze Chalice, very similar to like playing a Drink Twice with Lanessa Paladin, you get that extra copy of the spell into your hand. And that is why we really don't care about Concierge, because if you have Lifebinder's Gift that is being played effectively, you know, anywhere between 2 to 4 times, you're getting more mana cheat than the Concierge could ever do. And we also don't have to play Go With The Flow as like another card that is really unnecessary. Because compare this card to the Dollhouse. The Dollhouse is one, you know, spell damage 3 times. So Dollhouse is just a lot more effective, and that's why the deck is called Dollhouse Druid, because it is all about trying to utilize your really good spell damage cards instead of just going for one explosive turn with Concierge Go With The Flow, just, you know, sitting into your hand and not doing anything until the combo actually comes out. So that's why I think Concierge does not mean anything whatsoever and is completely useless. And if you think about it, Chia Drake is actually a great secondary tool to get even more spell damage with this deck. Now, personally, I would like to see 2 funnel cakes in this deck, so maybe you take out a Chia Drake for a funnel cake. Maybe if you don't have a lot of matchups that you can ramp against, you can take out a New Heights to put in a funnel cake. This is more so just a flex spot because, again, top 1000 legend players are not really solidified on the perfect 30 yet. They seem to be, you know, trying to target certain matchups. Like, for example, this deck is very good against Pipsy Paladin because if it doesn't kill you by like turn 5, turn 6, then this Druid will have all of the damage ready to go, especially if they play their Mistah as early as possible. So this is just one of those decks where I say this a lot, it's really dependent on the matchups, but if you are a typical combo player and you're up against a slower deck, it almost feels impossible to lose with this archetype. And taking a quick look at the Mulligan, I just wanted to show you guys some statistics on just how good the Mistah VISTAH truly is. Again, you want to try and play this card as early as possible because look at that Mulligan win rate, 70%. This is going to be a card that you actually want to keep in your Mulligan. So if you have like an Innervate in order to play this as early as possible and you have cards ready to go with it, then yeah, just play the Mistah as early as turn 4 because it really is a insanely good tempo tool to just give you a lot of gas. And honestly, this is the way that you come back against like aggro decks because you play your spells and then they play more stuff and then you have more stuff to kill their more stuff. But yeah, other than that, the other cards that you should definitely keep more times than not are going to be your New Heights, your Frost Lotus Seedling. I don't really like keeping Magical Dollhouse, but at the same time, you don't really have a lot of 1-drops you want to play, so just play this on turn 1. It does make a lot of sense, but it's a card that feels kind of wrong to keep in my opinion. I don't know, I could be wrong on that. But the cards that you want to keep are going to be New Heights, Frost Lotus Seedling, Magical Dollhouse, Mistah VISTAH, Malfurion's Gift, so that way you can have a ramping tool in the early game, but maybe a swipe against some aggro. Burnout, especially against the slower matchups, but you definitely don't want to keep this against aggro. And if you're worried about losing the board early on, then you can definitely keep a Rising Waves, but try not to keep too many defensive tools because your tempo and, you know, actually having card draw and mana is way more important than just clearing the board every single turn because you will run out of gas. And don't forget, if you do enjoy this kind of content, feel free to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check out the Patreon because we're moving. New house, baby. I put in an application. Fingers crossed that we get it because it has a fenced-in backyard for the dog. Think about it. We need to make sure that this dog is spoiled because then it'll make me feel better. So thank you so much for making it to the end of this deck breakdown. If you like doing homework, this is the perfect deck for you, and we'll see you for the next video. Okay, going up against Mage. As long as I don't get tsunami'd by turn 4, turn 5, we're fine.
Hello.
Uh-oh, he emoted me. We already lost. My arm hurts. I should stop playing rhythm games. No, you should stop masturbating is what you should stop doing. We got a gooner in chat. My God, this guy can't contain himself. Sound out his name. Pin us. Almost like that one thing between people's legs. Ha 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 ha. All right, well, let's just gain the mana for now. Clark, you can't say that. I'm gonna Guna. No, stop. How dare, this is a holy place. How dare you bring your Gooner tactics in this stream. Okay, well, there's the Mistah. Hold on a minute, dude. We're actually cooking. So I play the burn downs, and then I play the Mistahs, and then I go hard.
A limited time
Oh, is it not gonna matter? I should probably just play the Mistah first. At the same time, wait a minute.
Make your choice.
If I do this, I feel like I just have to play the Mistah because I need the value that comes from it. Like if I play burn down, then I'm just gonna have to accept the fate that I might burn some cards. It's saying how many old worlds become sexual over time. Language evolves based off of what the population needs it for. Oh God, we're getting tsunami for sure next turn. Exactly, anything can be sexual if you're brave enough. Quote Abe Lincoln. You know, like stuff like that is always hilarious to me. Okay, so we just gotta draw cards and not die. That last part is the big challenge. I want this dead so I can try to Rising Waves an elemental board. Come on, please kill it. Thank you. Straight up, no cap, homie. The aura of Hearthstone these days is bussin'. We live in a society where a man can't eat a banana with a straight face. I mean, honestly, dude, no, you're right. There have been plenty of times where I've eaten bananas on stream, and I'm like, oh God, is today gonna be the day someone makes the fucking joke? Like you're right though. We live in a oh God. Yeah, dude, we live in a society. Jesus Christ, dude. So I'm getting value from this next turn. We just need to survive. So I'm gonna do armor, refresh, armor, do this. It deals 6 to everything, so these are dead. And then next turn, I mean, I really wish we could have thrown out the Lifebinder's Gift here, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to mill some cards. We do have double Sparkling Vials, though. Would have been nice to have thrown those before.
100% free. Fake gold.
Or however many you got.
That's, who cares about that? This is such a nothing turn. All right, so as long as my card draw doesn't go Insano style wacko, like if I don't get card draw from the Sleep Under the Stars, I think we're actually fine. We do have a Chalice being played, so we have other cards being added into our hand, but we also have Lifebinder's Gift. So as long as we have the damage and the swipes, I think we're actually there. This would also explain why playing Mistah as early as possible is just so important, because this swing is what matters most. Hearthstone crashed. Okay, wait a minute. Did we actually just win? Oh, well. Do you have a video for this deck? I have no idea how to play it. That's what we're trying to do today. I guess the Shaman, maybe I don't want the burn down. It really, I don't think it's that good to keep this. I'm gonna keep the Lifebinder's Gift, but I don't think I'm supposed to keep the burnout. I guess the Shaman, like I just want ramp and Mistah. One time I got a tie because both me and my opponent crashed and we couldn't reconnect in time. Nah, your opponent attacked your router. That's what happened there, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's, you got DDoSed. That's what Hearthstone wants you to believe, but your opponent's a piece of shit. You need to blame him for everything bad that could remotely happen to you in this game. Okay, there we go. Ramp is good. Always take ramp. Next turn we'll be able to play this. I can't decide if this deck is easy or hard. Guess I'm too slow. This deck is oppressive, meaning that, or not oppressive. It's very polarized, meaning that your good games are fantastic and your bad games are like, oh my god, I never want to play Hearthstone ever again. This is just one of those decks where you play your outs and you play them well, but sometimes you just don't have what you need. When Stitch and Sew caused crashes on release, I discovered it in an unwinnable game and picked it on purpose to crash my opponent's game and win, dude. Hey, play your outs, am I right? It's the designer's fault. It's the designer's fault at that point, right? I don't need to play Lifebiter's Gift yet. You can do this, draw 2 cards, and then go for the discount. All right, hey guys, so we hit rank 1 legend, and we also hit rank 1 on YouTube videos today. We finally did it, man. Let's see how high this video goes. Let's hope it's a video that can break 20K easily. So I need to kill this with the vial, and then play this. Ogre is gonna survive, which is fine. So the one thing that kind of sucks is that I can't play this. Well, hold on a minute. No, I see a line. Discount these, play this for 2. No. All right. I was thinking of a way of like trying to squeeze in the Chia Drake here, but we could just wait a turn. We could just draw 2 spells, then discount. Hopefully we hit like a Sleep Under the Stars. We can draw more stuff and get the swipes ready. He's playing Big Shaman? Okay. Evolving a 10 would be the best thing he could do. Lamau. Skill command. Good job, Yogg. Obsidian statue.
My hand is too full.
If we could just get a Sleep Under the Stars, we're pretty much there. Betray Tendy! Come on! Betray him, Tendy! I believe in you. That's not betrayal. That's not betrayal at all. That's a lot of armor, actually. I don't like a lot of armor.
My God, how did he do it?
All right, so we gotta start swinging here. And this is where the weakness of the deck really starts to come into play, because like I could do like a double swipe, but I still need more.
Are you thinking?
Wait, this isn't lethal, is it? No, it's not lethal, but it feels like it. Maybe let's just play this and sit on the damage. Because he does have some healing available in this deck. Yeah, I could have just tried. The 4s, the tendies are also kind of a problem. We could have used one swipe and then played Rising Waves just to focus on the board instead of using like all this other stuff. I did ask the question if it's lethal, and no, it's not. I just want it to be lethal. Okay, he's doing a really good job playing around the Rising Waves. And yep, in typical fashion, this deck is starting to fall. Very easy for him to have a potential lethal here. 3/7 elusive. What's the? It's the Shaman card. You never see this get played in Shaman though. Yeah, Curse of Flesh, Tendril. I mean, at the same time, Curse of Flesh, I don't have minions. Maybe we get lucky and kill the frog. Could have done this to kill this, maybe, but I don't think it's gonna matter. If he's got the Bloodlust card, we just die. God forbid we summon a bunch of 3 attack minions and he has more attack. This should have been a really easy matchup for us, but we didn't hit any of the card draw options. I feel like, I guess that's the, I should have kept Burnout for that reason. Maybe, I gotta stop thinking that every Shaman is gonna be aggro Shaman, but I'm playing a Druid deck that doesn't want to be gimped against aggro. All right, so here we go. Here we go, dude. Now here is a game. Here will be a game. Look at that Mistah kept rate, though. You just keep the Mistah. So now I can coin New Heights into Burn Down into Mistah. Hope it's a Control Priest. It's not. It's gonna be Overheal every time. To pretend that it's gonna be anything else is wishful thinking. I think the win rate on Mulligan, being a premium member for HSReplay. Eventually they'll make it available to the masses, but they've yet to do it. It's been like a year-plus project. I don't know why it's taken so long. They keep telling me it's gonna happen soon, but they're not giving me a date. Maybe you don't burn so early. Oh no, we're burning next turn for sure because we want to play Mistah on 5. And then we can just start playing everything else. We're always playing the burn down here. What if I hit the owl? Who cares? We don't care about burning owl. We absolutely do not care about burning owl. I have lost to this deck. I mean, this deck literally isn't playing owl. Hold on a minute. Am I even playing the right deck? Wait a minute, I'm not even playing the owl, man. I guess you don't even need it.
The best view comes under the hardest climb.
All right. And now we got a big funnel cake turn where we can just play everything in our hand. Could probably end up playing most of these cards. If we lose the Chia Drake, it's probably fine. At the same time, Chia Drake gives me minions for funnel cake. I mean, just ramp to 10. Mistah is triggering next turn, right? It's just better to play cards. All right. And this is just why you really don't care about the owl. If anything, the owl is just absolutely unnecessary. 5 mana Wheel of Death? What? Is that what Mistah is? Except it's just like, it's gonna throw stuff to him. Sorry, I'm allergic to absolutely disgusting plays. Oh wait, it's triggering next turn. Oh, wait a minute, dude. Disgusting. We literally just have all the gas in the world now. Gain 5. Do this. Do this. All right, Mistah, do your thing. No matter what, I'm just gonna have everything I need. Time to overdraw heart. Who cares about overdrawing? That's the funny thing here. I have all of the mana in the world, and even if I don't have a combo of some kind, I'll draw into my deck and find more. I'm gonna have 10 mana. My next card is gonna be discounted by 2. Like, no matter what, I'm probably going to just have lethal now. And like, he just literally concedes because he knows. I wish I could show you right now, but people at this MMR are aware. Like, he just knew that next turn he was just gonna die because no matter what, I'm gonna get damage cards. I'm gonna get chalices. All I needed was a Malfeason's Gift in order to swipe the board and get rid of everything. Like, it was just over. All right, gets the Shaman. We're keeping the burnout this time. On our 5 or on Druid 5 is like 3 for us. On 5 mana. Whenever you're talking about Druid turns, you're talking about how much mana you have on those turns, not what turn it actually is. A real Druid player would know that. Oh great, I mulligan for Big Shaman and it's not Big Shaman. In typical spectacular fashion. Alright, so we're gonna burn out on 3, Mistah on 4, then play this for armor. Maybe I can wait on playing this? Well, I guess not. Okay, so play Mistah into this, and then do this. Maybe I have a shot if he doesn't go ridiculously ham on tempo. Just play Jade Display Druid, balancing the evil of Control Priest. See, you have to balance the evil of Control Priest because you have to justify the fact that you've played it. Well, I don't. I don't have to justify playing Priest because I don't play Priest. What is this song? You can see in this corner right here. It's Van Canto, Fear of the Dark. It is essentially an a cappella cover of Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden. It's a really good cover, honestly. Okay, this is a lot of damage. Conductivity into +2, +3. That's actually crazy. I guess I have to do this into the card draw. Come on. Thank you. All right, losing the ramp is kind of bad, but as long as we survive, we should be okay. Mistah triggers in one more turn, so we can do this, gain some armor, throw out the waves, and maybe that clears. What is that Concierge Druid without Concierge? Dude, Concierge is bad card. Whoa. Rattlesnake! Oh man, he pulled out the gat. Gain armor, play refresh, play the AoE. No, we want to squeeze in more mana here. So we gain 5, refresh 6. So we could do this, then do this, and then ramp.
My power grows.
And now, next turn when the Mistah pops off, I should be fine, because I'm not dead here, right? Just wanted to play a nice card game, and his opponent pulled out the yeah, I know, right? We were having a good old card game here, and he pulled out the gat. Alright, that's not lethal, but that's scary. He's just going for he's just doming the damage while he can. The Chalice should clean up pretty nicely. Wait, hold on, the gat's not gonna kill me, right? No, it doesn't happen because I gain armor. Okay, we're good. Oh my, I was actually worried about the Rattlesnake. Didn't I play this too? Yeah, dude, this game is so over. When the Mistah happens like this, it's just game over.
My power grows. Your card burns.
So, discount everything for free. What if this is spell damage?
You're wasting your time.
Gotta go for funnel cake. One freaking mana. 1 mana, dude. So close. Start with the summon in case of spell damage. See, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, Cactus Construct. So close, dude. Next turn, we'll get him. This deck doesn't have any heal. But yeah, imagine if our opponent just blew up here. You know, it'd be so much more impressive. All right, no healing cards. Those are no healing cards. Perfect. Punished for not picking Groovy Cat. What do you mean? I picked the pro gamer. I literally chose the pro gamer play. What do you mean, dude? Get out of here. Okay, against a priest, yeah, we definitely keep the burn down. Speaking of Groovy Cat, how's your power? Druid doing? It's flatlined. It's omega flatlined. It is not a deck. Man, I hate it when I don't start with ramp. Maybe this is a burn down, play the spells, and then play Mistah, depending on what we draw. Because if we play burn down into Mistah, then we only have one turn the spells in our hand, which is why someone in chat earlier brought that up. But unfortunately, it's happening yet a second game in a row. Why can't I have a game where I just start with the ramp like right on time? So like let's get the new heights off the top. Am I right? Another burn down? Okay, well, I guess you can't ask for everything. Play this, discount this to 6. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Only arena players are guaranteed ramp on curve. How dare you? That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Am I just gonna lose these cards? We shouldn't lose these cards. We should try not to lose them at least. Next turn I'll do this and this. If I get another way, like if I get like an Innervate, I might just play both of these. Just play as if they're already gone. See, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like I still have the burn down. I could just draw a whole bunch and just discount my hand. Because if these cards are gonna be gone anyway, then who really cares? Maybe the AoE can matter. I could just do this and draw 2 that way. And not play this. Okay, that's ramp.
My power grows. Beauty all around.
RIP. Can play this, play the 1, and then play this, and then we draw almost most of our deck, and then we discount a lot. If we can get like another Lifebinder's Gift, we're looking pretty good.
You will all cheer for
Freaking what? Ain't no way. Come on. Hit face again. Oh, let's go, dude. Okay, hold on. Now we have to kill this. So I need 3 damage. Find a swipe. He's afraid of the wheel. He actually is, yeah. Oh, there's the swipe.
Beauty all around.
All right, wheel in full effect. And when you burn with Meltdown, would that count for the old Warlock card achievement, the one that also burns the hand? Maybe. Maybe, but if that's a Warlock only quest, then no. Yeah, 1 million chalices. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, this thing surviving was insanely lucky. And now here comes the wheel. Oh, Immolate. Yeah, Immolate, the Warlock card. Wait, hold on. Do I ramp the mana before my turn actually happens? Oh my god, I didn't discount. I don't think it matters though. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. This is why I call it Homework Druid, dude. Because if you do the same thing every time, you'll make the teachers happy. But yeah, Spell Damage Homework Druid. If you played Mistah on 5 or on 5 mana, you will just win the game one way or another. It's up to you to figure it out though.
Your
Druid Stone all over again. I mean, just queue an aggro deck, man. That's all you need to do. This deck, you can always assume that you have way more damage than you actually think. Yup. Yes, you can. And look at that. Mistah in hand yet again, dude. We're supposed to be excited to learn any homework should cause that. Absolutely not. Nope, that's not how it works. Yes, in a perfect world, people should want to learn everything they can, but that's not how it works. People want to learn the stuff that they find interesting, and forcing them to learn something that they don't enjoy is just gonna make them hate learning and being in school altogether. Clark is at home streaming homework. Excuse you, that's working from home. 5 games in a row already, maybe more. Yeah, I know, right? But this game, I actually have the ramp. We're ramping this time. We can show you how this deck really performs. How much time until the new announcement of the final expansion? 2 weeks. If you know what the reveal schedule is, as in like when the next patch is coming out, like the 0.0 patch is usually an indicator of the next expansion. I don't know where you can find that information though. As of right now, there is no official source that's telling us when the next expansion's coming out. Have we even had a teaser yet? I don't even think we've teased the expansion yet. Oh, good lord. Dude, we're about to get domed.
The best you come to the hardest climb.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm kind of scared. I wonder if ramping was actually just better here. Ramping into this. Yeah, because now this is coming down. All right, next turn I can maybe pull this around. I hope the new expansion is about aliens. Why aliens in particular? Is there like something Warcraft related that has aliens? So something since this is spooky season, objections will be made back in Reno unnerved. Hearthstone in space. Doesn't Tavern Pass expire November 5th as per the EU store? Yeah, I believe it does. And if that's the date, then yeah, there you go. Now you know when the expansion's coming out. I haven't checked, so I'm unfamiliar. Okay, so throw this, do this, gain 5, gain another 5. Now the question is, do we ever refresh here? Instead of, no, I think we refresh. Because now we can do this. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe I just should have gained the extra 5. Oh man. If I would have gained the extra 5, this would have been so much better. Why is it the game I have the perfect cards of going up against an aggro matchup? Fucking Christ. Did the extra 5 even gonna matter? Yeah, it mattered. Well, maybe not. If he had extra 5, put me at 7. Oh my god, no, he doesn't have it. He's dead. This really is Wheel of Death Druid. If the Mistah activates, you are. Wait, no! Fuck! No! Just stop recording. Stop recording. This.
God.
No.
How did he do it?
No. No.
HSReplay, the best Hearthstone player that ever lived.
Another aggro matchup, another game where I have new heights. I hate this game so much, dude. Double AoE. I mean, honestly, we could innervate into new heights, but that feels like terrible. That feels omega bad. I think I'll keep the swipe, but the Rising Waves has some really bad stats on it. Well, I mean... Okay. Alright, alright. Guess now I have to do this.
How is it even possible? My awakening brings.
All right, Rising Waves actually cleans this up perfectly. It's heartwarming seeing Clark lose a game, but he's laughing. Yeah, honestly, because it's not every day that we see something like that happen. It's kind of refreshing, you know? Oh, fuck! Alright, hold on. Maybe it survives and... Okay, well, I guess it doesn't. Fuck. I really fucked up here.
How is it even possible?
I think we should do this just so that way he doesn't have any more buffs. Okay, and then I could use this to get extra spells, so I just have to wait one turn. Missing that draw though. Ugh. So we can just play it safe here and just, you know, wait. We don't have to use our resources until we're under pressure. The dragon has pseudo taunt. I mean, you're kind of right. Yeah. Well, I might just have to swipe this now. Will I ever change skins? Nah, dude. This druid skin's the best skin. Why would you change it? Yeah, just do this to pressure the damage too. Why does he have 2 cards? Because he blew his load. He played all of his cards and he's an aggro deck. He doesn't have card draw. I'm actually dealing with him pretty effectively here. So he doesn't want to play this card? What is it, an acupuncture? Well, that just ends the game, doesn't it? Man, Pirate Demon Hunter sucks. It can't even beat Spell Damage Druid. We can't smash or pass Cthulhu. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'll tell you right now, bro, smash. I don't know, man. I look into that eyeball and the sin starts. This is where you concede now. So I play Mistah now. I play Mistah and then everything just comes to me. Wasn't that lethal? How? With spell damage? This wasn't active. Like, how could this have been lethal? But I just like drawing into a bunch of stuff. I don't think it would have been lethal unless I draw like very specific answers. And I'm also in like a situation where I don't even like need to risk that, you know? Like we're sitting on so much life. So do this so I can hit Lifebinder's Gift. Kill him. Nice. There's lethal and chat lethal, there's a difference. Well, X and D feels like he actually plays this deck. Cause he was throwing out some good plays earlier. I think next turn though it is lethal. I mean, he's at 10 life, how can't it? Yeah, spell damage and everything, yeah, this has to be lethal. Acupuncture. I imagine that's what that card is. Well, now it definitely is lethal. And I could do like this thing where I could just like keep drawing into my deck and doing all this other kind of cool stuff and, you know, playing Lifebinder's Gift and discounting and then, you know, doing this, you know, drawing 2 cards,
And then, you know, I get the refresh mana again. And then I get the refresh mana again. And I can play this and then discount this. And I can play this and discount this. I can play Funnel Cake and get some more mana. And then I can do this and then I can do this. Probably should have done this first so I could discount all these other cards. But that's the thing about Sleep Under the Stars is that it's such a busted card that you can just draw 2 and then, you know, refresh mana again. Like, in such an insanely good way. I can't believe this guy hasn't conceded right now. Because I'm completely and utterly, completely dismantling him and BMing him to the point where I can't believe he just stayed and just sat through all of that. That's what this deck can do. And that's why it's impressive. But it's also, oh my god, this is such a point and click deck that I wouldn't recommend it unless you really enjoy the style of gameplay. But if you want to make some control players very upset, you don't need Concierge. Sorry, Ecor, but Concierge wasn't the worst thing that happened to Hearthstone.